I don't know how to angle this. Ugh, this is hard. Filming in your car 101, baby. That's pretty good. It's a good angle. Hey! Alright, I guess this is me starting my video. Hi guys, so I always wanted to make a video about my experience living in Arizona and why I came back. I wanted to make this video since I came back to New York, but I just felt like it wasn't the right time. I kind of needed to process things a little bit more and respect who I was with at the time. So I wrote down some points I wanted to talk about. It's cold, so I'm filming in my car because it's Saturday. And no, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. Everyone in my family is home and I just hate talking to myself in my room and everyone hears me, even though I'm gonna put this on YouTube. Does it make sense? I don't know, but I just feel weird and I feel better in my car, so here we are. So here's a little bit more about the story of why I moved to Arizona. So in the beginning of September of 2020, I moved to Arizona with my boyfriend at the time. I don't know if I would say it was spontaneous, but it was very like quick and last minute. I wasn't working anymore because of the lockdown. At that time, I also was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life other than being a personal trainer. I was starting to realize like, oh, maybe this isn't enough for me. 2020 really made that apparent for me. So why we moved to Arizona, my boyfriend at the time, he wants to be a pilot. He is still continuing that journey, but there's a really good pilot school in Arizona in Phoenix, and he got in and he was like, well, I'm going. And I was kind of like, well, I feel like if I don't go with you, not that we're over, because you could do long distance, but like that also sucks. I was kind of like, well, I'm not working now. I'm free to pick up and go where I want to go, you know? So it kind of just happened really fast. At the time, I was very hesitant on moving and living with him. Not in a bad way, just like, that's a big step. That's a huge step. It kind of put a lot of pressure on me. Weeks before we did, I was still like, am I going? Am I going? Should I do this? Is this stupid? Is this the right choice? Stuff like that. I think it's normal thoughts. Then on the other end, I'm like, if I am so confident in our relationship, I would just have no questions about it and just go. And I did go, but I was just very hesitant. So that's where I was at with that. Before we moved there, neither of us have been to Arizona. So that was another thing. I was like, oh my God, what if I don't like it there? What if I don't even know what Arizona is like, you know? That was another thing. But then I'm like, I am moving because I love this person, so it shouldn't matter where I am, right? But of course it does a little bit. No one wants to be in the middle of nowhere. That was another factor. Fast forward, we moved in the beginning of September. We drove across the country to get there. I made a video about this in the past, so you guys could check it out if you want to. But it was awesome. It was an awesome experience driving there. Got to see a lot of different states. We kind of made it a longer trip than it could have been to just drive there. I think that everyone should drive across the country at least once. It's just very eye-opening. I love traveling, and yeah. When I also got there, I didn't have a job lined up or anything. I was on unemployment, which I never really wanted to talk about because I'm kind of a little embarrassing. I felt like a loser, honestly. I know a lot of people were on unemployment, so I shouldn't feel that way, but it was just, I felt like I wasn't doing anything with my life and like I wasn't fulfilled, and like that really bothered me for such a long time. I'll get into it. So going there and being in Arizona, fast forward maybe a couple months, I was trying to find a job, but I wanted to make sure it was worth it because I was on unemployment. Who would want to lose their unemployment? Let's be real. You know, I have a 4-year degree. Like, I'm not gonna just like settle for a minimum wage job, so I really wanted to make sure it was worth it to me. So I tried to get a job at Orange Theory. I guess at the time COVID was still, it was still kind of new. It was 2020, so it didn't end up going through. I definitely was looking at other places to work. I was just so unsure of what direction I wanted to go in my life that I kind of didn't make a choice. Like, I didn't pick something to try, which I kicked myself for. I kind of wish that I tried something while I was there and make use of my time, but I kind of was just in a rut and just stuck. So I kind of took advantage of the time and unemployment to honestly just enjoy my time there. I was meeting people. I used Bumble BFF and I made some friends. I know it sounds funny, but when you're in another state, what else are you gonna do? It's hard. It's 2020. I guess Arizona is a very up and coming city, more specifically Phoenix, and so everyone on Bumble BFF was like, just moved here, looking for girlfriends to blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my god, same. And it's just one after the other. Like when you scroll through, it's kind of crazy, but it's really cool because we're all in the same boat. So I met so many girls who just moved there. I didn't really meet people who were originally from Arizona, Phoenix, so I thought that was really interesting. So I kind of have friends from all across the United States, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I also found this recreation account on Instagram. They're called Fitwell Escapes. I went on a couple of trips with them. I posted some videos about it on my Instagram and TikTok. So this girl, Courtney, founded Fitwell Escapes basically for her love with traveling and adventure and community, and she created this brand, Girls Trips, that they travel together combined with health and wellness and like fitness classes and yoga, and it's so cool. You could call it a retreat, which I've never really known about until this, and there is so much fitness and wellness retreats in the world that I would love to go and experience other brands and types. So I definitely would love to do that in the future. So I did some of her trips, met a lot of other girls, and it was just so eye-opening. Like we took a weekend trip to Las Vegas, we did hikes. I also went with them to Joshua Tree in California, and it's just like, when are you gonna do this? Who am I gonna go with? Like it was the perfect opportunity. So being in Arizona with my boyfriend at the time, we shared his car. I didn't bring my car with me. So the apartment that we had, it actually had a shuttle that took him to the flight school. I guess a lot of students for the flight school stay at this apartment complex, so it was perfect. So he was always like, you know, you could take my car and I'll take the shuttle, which honestly he ended up taking his car a lot. It's totally fine, it's his car, you know, but I kind of felt a little trapped and stuck because I'm very like, I want to go, get out of the house, do things. If I had my car, I know I would probably not be in that apartment as much as I was. I would go to the gym when I want, go hang out with a friend when I want, go to the store, like, you know, just little things that you don't really realize how important that is to yourself and like being independent, and until it's like taken away from you. It was annoying, but at the same time I was like, I knew this was gonna happen, like I have to make the most of it. But I think it was starting to affect me because I felt kind of like stripped of myself in a way, like of my freedom. So that was something that really bothered me. Okay, I'm gonna talk more about the relationship. So I was dating my boyfriend at the time. So we were dating for 1.5 years before I moved to Arizona. But, okay, so I'm from Long Island, New York, and he's from upstate New York. So we are like 5.5 hours from each other. So we did long distance prior to moving together. We were never living in the same area, so this was exciting. It was a very like exciting time to be able to live with him, like to be able to live with your person, you know, who doesn't want to do that? So that was really exciting for us. Also scary because we go from not seeing each other every week to seeing each other every day. Honestly, we got along for the most part, like very well. We did like everything together. We went food shopping together, we went to the gym together, and I will say like, awesome, that's awesome, everything. Like I want to do everything with my person, but at the same time, I think not having a job, not having a car, being kind of stranded alone in the apartment like by myself for a lot of the time, I think I was losing myself. Why am I getting emotional? I don't know, Linda, okay, it's fine. I think being with him a lot maybe wasn't the best. I think I needed to like really have my independence, and like I said, I think that was taken away, and I could blame myself for that. I could have got a job. I could have brought my car, but that wasn't the case. Because I was feeling this way, I would break down a lot. I would cry a lot, actually. Not every day, but like I really would. And I was really like, looking back, I just wasn't in the best place, and he really did support me. He would like be like, you could do this, you could do this, try this, like it's okay. Like he would really comfort me, and I thank him for that. But I just felt like, I don't know, just very unfulfilled and just unhappy. Getting into the relationship a bit without saying too much and respecting my ex, you know, we didn't end up working because I feel like I just wanted more. I feel like I deserve more in a lot of different aspects. I just felt like he couldn't give me that at the end of the day. It's really just me. Like, I just don't want to settle for anything less than I deserve. I also think like at the end of the relationship and at the end of me being in Arizona, I felt like I had to base my life around this person and being there because I went there for him. You know, I didn't go to Arizona for myself or because that was my dream place or anything. I think it was starting to really impact me when I was searching for, I was looking to go back to school. I was trying to get into a nursing school at the time, or radiology, and I was looking into programs. I'm like, do I do it here? Do I do it back at home? Because I was still considered a New York resident. I'm like, it'll be cheaper if I go home. Then I'm like, then do I stay in Arizona and pay more? I'm like, what is worth it here, you know? So that was like what I was starting to think of. And eventually when you start thinking about that, you start thinking about, well, I'm here for my relationship, and is this foundation strong enough for me to commit to going to school for 2 years and invest myself in a program? Like, is this the person for me? That's what it came down to, and it was so stressful that I would break down every day. Obviously, I didn't tell him exactly how I was feeling because it was something that I kind of had to figure out for myself. I'm like, is this my person? Is this the person that I'm gonna marry? Like, you start thinking about that stuff, and it's really scary, and I don't think it should be scary if it's your person. Eventually, I'm like, I don't think this is my person. Looking back, I'm like, if this was my person, I wouldn't be like, I was really freaking myself out before I moved to Arizona. Like, I really was. But I think I did it because I have nothing going on right now. It's 2020. I'm gonna give this relationship a shot. This may sound bad, but looking back, I think deep down I knew that maybe this wasn't my person. Because I would also think, if it doesn't work out, how do I get home, or what would happen? I'm gonna be stranded there, like, are we gonna get in a fight? And like, I was thinking about all this, and I feel like you wouldn't if you knew that was your person. Yeah, so towards the end of everything, I eventually had to tell him how I was feeling. He really fought for me to try, and he's like, I'm gonna be better and all this stuff. And you know, you want to believe it, you do, but at the same time, you kind of have your mind made up. You know, it's just like an intuition, like you just know what you want. And I'm like, I think I really do know what I want, but I'm gonna try for a week. So I did, and I still felt the same way. You know, things aren't gonna change in a week. Things aren't gonna change, period. Not that people don't change, because people do evolve and grow throughout life, obviously. But I think that when you know, you know. I think that somebody's morals and how they act are basically kind of gonna be the same, and there was things that I didn't like and I didn't want, and I wanted more. I think at that point, like, things were just the way they were. I packed everything I had into 2 luggages and I booked a flight. It was so hard. Honestly, it was like one of the hardest things I had to do is leave a place where I've really grown to love. I think Arizona's awesome. Like, I was very surprised by Arizona. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. And honestly, I could see myself living there. Maybe not forever, but I could see myself living there. Loved the weather, loved how active the lifestyle was. It just, there's so much to do and it's fun. The mountains are beautiful. It's always blue. There's no snow, and I'm a summer girl, and you know, I could deal with not having snow. I could deal with not having a winter. So leaving was very, very hard for me. And because I know I really hurt that person. I really hurt that person because I really think that they thought I was the one for them. But they weren't the one for me. Oh, that's my dad. He's probably like, what the f is she doing? gonna wait till he leaves. Anyway, I've been doing my hair like this for a while. I like it. I think she's cute, you know, because I never know what to do with my hair. I like just curl the ends, like give it some volume. And he is leaving. Bye. So anyways, leaving was definitely one of the hardest things I've done. It was hard. It was really hard, you know, like doing it for me. I felt very proud of myself because I knew that this was the right thing for me. And I think I've known it for a while before I actually moved. I would say around Valentine's Day was when I really was like, this is not my person. I don't want to get into details because I respect the person I was with, but yeah, things happened that I just can't comprehend. So I think I've known since then, and then I moved home. I think it was the beginning of May. Yeah, I was really happy to be home because my family, my friends really supported me. So thanks guys if you're watching. I wouldn't change moving there for the world because I've learned so much. I've seen so much. I've got to travel the world. Not the world. I got to travel a lot of the United States and meet so many people. Really just experience living in another state across the country. Like, when can you do that, you know? I'm just really grateful for everything, and I'm grateful for my ex. I really am. I would never talk bad about anyone I was with. They taught me so much about myself and about being in a relationship. Living with somebody is, I feel like a lot of people may disagree, but before you get married to somebody, I think you should live with that person. It's really nice to live with your significant other. It really is. Like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, you just really get to know who somebody is, and it's nice to come home to them. It's nice to cook with them, do things, and just like chill, and like you feel like you're home with your person. It's just like a great feeling. But it wasn't my person. That's okay. Like, I've learned a lot about like boundaries. Like, I respect you. You want to play video games? Go play video games. I'll find something to do. I'll watch a show by myself, and like, it's just nice to be able to do that. And like, I'll go hang out with my friends. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll see you later. Like, it's so important to have time for yourself and vice versa, and just to respect that. So I'm happy I do have that experience, like for my next relationship, if that ever happens. But we're not trying to make that happen right now. I'm trying to do me, but I'm just saying it's nice that I have that experience with somebody. I wrote some stuff to talk about in my phone. I think I pretty much hit everything. Being in Arizona and doing all those trips with Fitwell Escapes like has really opened my eyes to just like loving to travel. Like, I have developed such a love for like the West Coast. I'm dying to see Utah and Washington and California, like Yosemite National Park, and like I love the national parks. I think they're so cool. So yeah, I will definitely get my butt back on the West Coast soon. This is not the end. I think everything that happened was meant to happen and are lessons that I'll have forever. And yeah, I think I'm just on my path, and that was something that was needed to happen. I think it taught me so much. Like, it really did. If you have the opportunity to go to another state and live there, do it. Just make sure that if you're doing it with a significant other, that you are really about them and you could really see a future with them. That's the only advice I'd really say. On the other hand, you're never gonna know unless you try. So yeah, I wouldn't regret anything. I'm so happy I did this. This experience has literally changed my life, so I'm forever grateful. So another reason I feel like he was the one is because like I would be down to do all this stuff. I wanted to go hiking, and we did like once or twice. Like, I just wanted to go and adventure. Like, you're in a new state, don't you want to see like all this stuff? He didn't as much as me, and like I kind of felt held back. So I was in Arizona for 9 months, and I feel like we didn't do much together. So that was something that bothered me because I'm very curious and I'm adventurous, and yeah, I'm just active. Like, I don't want to be in the house all the time, you know? But to each his own. I'm pretty sure I hit all of my points. This video is definitely all over the place, so sorry. I just get very sidetracked in my head about like all this stuff. So as of now, I am definitely a lot happier. I feel free so much more independent of myself. Like the world is mine. I don't know, there's just so much opportunities out there, and now I feel kind of like it's in my hands, you know, like I don't have to follow anybody. So I feel really good about that. I feel like I just want to focus on myself and my career and where I'm going in life and just stuff like that. I would love to move out of New York. It's scary. It's really scary thinking about that, especially like by myself and as a girl, but if I ever did that, I think I would feel so accomplished. So when I was leaving Arizona, I was talking about like trying to get into nursing or like a radiology program. So I studied, I took a test, I didn't get into the nursing program. I was really upset because I was like, maybe this could be like something good for me, you know? I was like, now what? But looking back, I think it happened for a reason. I don't think that's really what I'm interested in. So fast forward, I come home, I am like, radiology school. So I study again a lot, take a test, don't get the grade I need, upset again. Now I'm like, damn, I'm like at square one trying to figure out what do I do with my life? Like, what am I meant for? So I'm like, physical therapy maybe. So I enroll myself in classes online at a community college, finish them, get the grade I need. Super happy about that. I've been working at a physical therapy office, being an aide for the therapist, and I'm like, do I want to do this? Am I meant for this? Like, I could see myself doing it if I have to, but I don't think it would be something like that I'm meant for or like a dream job. So it's 2022. I am just trying to figure out what I'm meant for. Really finding what you're meant for, you really have to try things. And if they don't work out, at least you know this isn't for me. Like, I really learned that. Like, I think you really have to try things to figure out what you're meant for. So I am very into photography and videography and editing and marketing and working with brands and stuff. I've been doing a lot of that on my like Instagram, and I love it. I love it. It literally lights my soul on fire. And like, obviously like personal training, I love that as well. And like, I would love to kind of combine, like, I don't know, this is my mindset now, but online coaching, putting my all into that and really giving it a go, because I love training. I just stopped it because I feel like it wasn't a stable job. On top of that, maybe trying a marketing job and working for like a fitness brand or something like that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm really excited about 2022. I'm very motivated at this point in my life because I just want to do everything. I think that's my problem, but it's also great because I'm very interested in a lot of aspects. Just being real with you guys in this video, that's what I've been going through for the past couple of years, and now, yeah, I'm just going with the flow of life, and I'm really trying to not put pressure on myself to have everything figured out by a certain age. And that's like one of the most important things I've learned. Like, being in Arizona, I was crying every day. I was putting so much pressure on myself to like have my life figured out. I didn't let myself breathe and like let myself believe that like things will work out. I really didn't think anything would work out. I've kind of like found a higher power since Arizona and just everything, and I'm so grateful for that. It's just really allowed me to like be calm. Like, everything's okay. Like, you're fine. You're 25 years old. Like, you have your whole life ahead of you. Things will work out as they should. It's just amazing like how at peace you can be with yourself when you really truly believe that and just know that things are gonna work out. That's where I've been. That's my experience living in another state and what I'm doing now, and that's why I came back home, and just want to be more open about like other parts of my life rather than just fitness, because I think myself, I love watching videos of like people's growth and like people's outside stories. Like, I think they're really eye-opening and motivating, you know, depending on what it is, but it's definitely eye-opening, and I love hearing like people's stories. So I figured, why not share mine? And yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna go back inside and eat. I'm kind of hungry, so yeah. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys got something out of this video and maybe learned a little bit more about me, and hopefully I opened your eyes a little bit too. Alright guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!